Take a moment and imagine the world more than 4,000 years ago. There were no countries, no borders, no empires, only small city-states, each with its own ruler, its own gods, and its own endless wars. For thousands of years, this was how humans lived, until one man changed everything. His name was Sargon of Akkad, and with his rise, the world entered a completely new age. This is the story of the Akkadian Empire, the first empire in human history. Before Akkad, Mesopotamia was divided. Cities like Uruk, and Lagash were powerful, but they were also rivals. They fought constantly over land, water, and trade. There was no unity, no central power. And then Sargon appeared. According to ancient legend, Sargon was born in secret and placed in a basket, floating down a river. He was found, raised, and grew up far from royalty. But destiny had other plans. Sargon rose through the military, gained loyal followers, and eventually seized power. Then he did something no one had ever done before. He didn't just conquer one city. He conquered many. One by one, Sargon defeated the Sumerian city-states and united them under a single ruler, himself. For the first time in history, different peoples, cultures, and cities were ruled as one political system. This was not a kingdom. This was an empire. At its height, the Akkadian Empire stretched across much of Mesopotamia, covering parts of modern-day Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. But conquest alone does not create an empire. Control does. Sargon ruled in a way that future empires would copy for thousands of years. He allowed local traditions to continue. He kept temples standing. He placed loyal governors in charge of cities. But loyalty was not optional. Taxes were collected. Soldiers enforced order. Rebellion was crushed quickly and brutally. Fear became a tool of government. And it worked. One of Akkad's greatest achievements was administration. The Akkadians adopted writing, cuneiform, and used it for government. Orders were written down, taxes were recorded, laws were enforced across vast distances. For the first time, power was no longer personal. It was systematic. The Akkadian language itself became the world's first international language, used in diplomacy and trade long after the empire fell. This was something entirely new. Human society had reached a higher level of organization. The Akkadian army was another key to its success. It was disciplined, professional, and well-armed. Soldiers used bronze weapons and advanced tactics. They moved as units, not as chaos. The message was clear. Resistance was useless. The empire would endure. But history teaches us one truth again and again. No empire lasts forever. Around 2150 BCE, the Akkadian Empire began to collapse. Drought struck the land. Crops failed. Famine spread. Rebellions erupted. Invasions followed. The empire became too large to control, too strained to survive. Slowly, it fell apart. Cities regained independence. Central authority vanished. The first empire in history had ended. But its idea did not die. That idea, the idea of empire, changed humanity forever. Akkad proved that vast territories could be ruled as one. That different cultures could exist under a single power. That government could extend far beyond one city or one king. Every empire that followed, Assyrian, Babylonian, Persian, Roman, stood on the foundation Akkad created. Even today, when we speak of empires, states, and centralized power, we are echoing something born over 4,000 years ago. The Akkadian Empire did not just conquer land. It conquered an idea, and once that idea existed, there was no going back.